Hello, brothers. Today we are going to introduce an American long-nose truck. 2025 Volvo VNL860. This also belongs to Volvo, the top model of the long-haul truck series. But I saw some drivers for the 2025 model. Review of the Volvo VNL860. It's not particularly good. The comparison here is mainly with its previous generation model, because at the age of 25, they made a facelift to this car. Some changes have been made to the front design, especially in terms of the car's body dimensions. In this area, now the blogger is showing everyone that this car is actually better than the previous generation model. It needs to be about 3 inches shorter. That is to say, the size of his resting cabin has become smaller. However, the rear deflector has increased in size. The entire vehicle's aerodynamics have been redesigned, so it will be more fuel efficient. But for many drivers, they still hope to be able to enjoy comfort at the same time. It can be more fuel efficient. Now, let's take a look at the passenger side. In much of our previous understanding, the front passenger seat generally has fewer functions. But for this car, his front passenger seat has plenty of features. Then on top of the door panel, there are also blue decorative strips. At first I thought that thing was an ambient light, but later I looked and it wasn't. Here I'm going to show everyone the back deflector. How wide is it? Divided into 2 parts. Part of it is fiberglass. Then what about this later part? Soft rubber drunk fe. And you can see the gaps where it connects with the cockpit. It fits very well. And very sturdy. Next, there are also side skirts. What is currently in this cabin is Volvo D13 TC 455 HP engine. And what about the matching transmission? Still, the Volvo iShift 12-speed transmission. Everyone can see that the curvature of its front windshield is very large. This can reduce the blind spot of the pillar. The left rubber deflector section is equipped with a foot chain system. Can open. What is the purpose of opening it this way? It is also for the convenience of boarding the vehicle, because sometimes you need to climb up onto this chassis. Connect some trachea and such. It would be perfect to place the ladder on the side of the deflector. As for the space on the right side, it seems a bit empty. Generally speaking, there are many trucks on this side. Install an APU system. It's basically a generator. The APU of his car is placed at the front. It's in this test group. Now let's show everyone some small features. There's a damped button over here. After opening it, its storage box can be opened. You can see the connected air hose inside this storage box. This is a spare one. Then it is actually connected to the right side at the back. This way, some relatively long items can be stored inside. And then inside here, there is also a set of heaters. This is an electric heater set. Then generate electricity through the APU. Here, there is a control joystick. All the functions on this control handle. Everything on the central console can be operated. There is a handle, but only when the driver is off the vehicle. You can control settings like air suspension. People used to say that this car has a very low ground clearance. It's easy to bail out. But look, once the air suspension is fully raised, the height of this car is really quite good. See, right? How much does that mudguard lift up? It mainly depends on you. As for this controller, it is indeed very practical. After you have connected the trailer under the vehicle, you can use the controller. Easily controls the height of the car's front. No need to climb onto the car. Because sometimes after you set it up in the car, you need to come down and check again. What are the functions of this handle? It was on the previous generation of models. There is no design like this. Next, let's take a look at the vehicle's interior. After getting on the vehicle, first take a look over here. These are genuine leather seats. Then his car's gear shift lever. It is still the button design on the central console. So, you are on the right side of the seat. I didn't see any gear shift lever. As for the boost, here we have a multifunction steering wheel. Let's go take a look at the resting cabin. He didn't specify the exact size of this rest pod. It should be over 70 inches. It's probably around 1.8 meters, from the backrest of the seat all the way backward, all the way to the end of the bed, 1 meter. It's roughly this size. Then they still think about my car. Because the entire cabin design is missing these 3 inches. Then the area of the bed at the back. This is equivalent to a slight reduction in area, but for the entire width, including the height of sitting here. As for comfort, it's still acceptable. I'm here, and this car has a bunk bed design. I confirm that I lifted it completely on this lower bunk. There's also a small tabletop below. It's equivalent to becoming the position of a sofa booth. But what about this position? It is relatively narrower. I remember that the earliest version should have been the sleeper compartment at the back, after being folded. Anyway, if you were a bit thinner, it's okay for 4 people to sit? As for him, it's essentially only possible for him to be just a person on top of this table. It means eating or doing some simple office work. And you see this bed, also between the lockers. This person seems to be stuck in this gap. But it's okay. There are windows at both ends for ventilation. It's really fast today. But what about the improvements to this sleeper? I personally feel that it's a bit not good. It is he who handles these control panels of the air conditioner. It turned into being on top. Previously, it was always on the left side of the vehicle. It's the space between the left side storage cabinet and that panel. Here, I took a look at the lower space. Perfect, it's that storage box. There's a connected spot on the backside. And the reason why a storage box wasn't set up in this spot is, it's also for when it becomes a sofa booth. Where can you put your leg? Let's take a look at the upper area of this car. The mattress in this upper area has not been unfolded yet. Below, there is a folding ladder. Then the lights above, including storage boxes. There are also privacy curtains. This blogger's video introduces the upper bunk. Not very complete, so in the following content, I borrowed some clips filmed by another blogger. In a little while, we will go and give everyone a detailed demonstration of this position. Then I will stay where I was before. These cars do not have a spot for wireless charging. But now, in the locker area, they increased the number of wireless chargers for phones. Then a USB port is also reserved. Well, what we're looking at here is the air conditioner's control panel. Actually, the upward movement of this panel. I feel that it's not particularly easy to operate, because it was probably around this location before. Your driver just needs to sit here. It can be operated very easily, including when lying here. The operation is very convenient. Yes, but it's different now. You might need to lift your hand to handle that thing. It just feels a bit awkward. Then on this side, there are lockers. Previously, this side was usually set up as the refrigerator. The refrigerator was moved to the other side. Then above is a small tabletop. Similarly, you can also eat here or something like that. You can also choose to get some documents done here. Because there are many drivers, he is not willing. I go back and forth to receive this bed. There might also be some bedding or similar items up there. You just keep going back and forth collecting this bed. Making the table below ends up causing trouble for oneself. Now, it's about showing how to get onto the top bunk. Unfold the ladder, then you can easily climb up the ladder to the top. When you are sitting on this, with this height, it might feel a bit like your neck is cramped. You can't sit up completely straight. Basically, once you go up there, you just lie down. In fact, many drivers will use the upper bunk. Choose to make it a storage space. It just means putting away your own clothes. There are also some other things to prepare for driving. Because nowadays, many people also drive sports cars on their own. As for the upper bunk, it can be raised at a certain angle. This way, it is also to make it easier to use the table later. This person is not easy to get along with. There is also this guardrail on the side. This way, it can prevent the person on the upper bunk from falling down. Basically, all the safety equipment has been fully set up for you. If that's the case, it could still fall down. That's really quite an accomplishment. What about the introduction to the vehicle? That's basically it. Finally, let's talk about the price of this car. Because the configurations are different for different versions, the selling price might have slight differences. I will just mention this to everyone here. It's roughly around $185,000. It's just a train engine. Then you add all sorts of taxes, including the procedures and so on. Some people might still need to take out a loan. At such a price, it might reach. Finally received it. Roughly $200,000. Basically, this sale. It's the same as before, around 2020, 2021, and 2022. There isn't much of a difference. Today's video of ours, that's about all I have to share with everyone. See you in the next show. Thank you all for watching. Thank you. I really prefer Alt. Previous FL60 or you would end up with something like this. Inform me.